What's up, YouTube? Welcome back for another NFL Pick'ems video. We're coming off a big week. Last week, your boy finished 14-2. Huge week. We're at 82 wins total of the season, 40 losses. Right behind me, you got Andrew. He's at 79, and then I believe Dan's at 76. It will be there in the corner for you guys to see. Last week, I finished on top with 14 wins. Rhett got second with 12. Dan got third with 11. Andrew got fourth with 10. So the last week was a huge week for me. Some underdogs paid off for me. Some didn't. The ones that I lost were the Broncos. I didn't pick the Broncos. I picked the Chiefs. Who saw that coming? The Pat Mahomes flu game didn't work out well. What was the other one? The other one was the Texans. So that was the battle to see who was the true number one quarterback in their draft class. Bryce Young proved everyone wrong. He's the QB1 in that class. Got the best of C.J. Stroud, outplayed him, and was able to get the first dub for the Panthers this season. So, with all that said, everything else I got right. Huge picks by me. So let's keep the momentum going. Let's go. We're gonna go to that 16-0 this week. Let's go. So let's move on to this week's slate of game. The first game we got Thursday Night Football. We got Titans at Steelers, and just looking at a bit of on their games last week, Will Levis absolutely went off on who did they play? The Falcons. He went off for 4 touchdowns, killed it, had that instant connection with D-Hop. D-Hop had 3 total touchdowns. They torched Atlanta secondary, but it did look like Ritter did get injured. He might got concussed, or some people are saying he just got benched. The guy said he got cleared, but he didn't put him back in. But it doesn't matter. The Titans got the dub. Their offense finally went off. That was what's holding them back this whole season. And they did get rid of some players. They got rid of Kevin Byard. And yeah, I think that's it. But still, the offense seems like it's getting better with Will Levis, especially with an impressive Atlanta defense. So that's something to keep an eye on. Who else? Henry also got 100 rushing yards that game. Defense helped out, got 6 sacks. Now looking at the Steelers, Pickett got injured in the first half. Pretty sure we're going to get Trubisky this game. Not sure. They couldn't get anything going on offense either. Trubisky turned the ball over like 3 times, I believe. He got 2 picks, maybe a fumble as well. They struggled to stop T-Law and ETN. And that's as much that goes on for the recap. So, just looking at this week, Will Levis is going to be the starter this week as well. Malik Willis had his shot. He fumbled it and had Will Levis out there the rest of the game, which is unfortunate. Fans started booing him. He doesn't deserve to get booed. He's a young quarterback. He'll get things straight. I like Will Levis I like Malik Willis as a prospect. Will Levis I also enjoy. So, let's see if we can keep this momentum going. It might be a one-game pony, but we'll see. Thursday night will answer that question against I would say a tough Steelers defense. That's because they have a T.J. Watt, and the Titans' O-line isn't all that great. But this season, the Steelers' defense has not been anything great. If you look at their stats, they're the 30th ranked defense in the league right now, which is pretty underwhelming for what they're used to be. They're 24th defending the pass, 28th defending the run. Not good stats. And if Will Levis was able to go off on an impressive Falcons defense, he should find success against the Steelers here. But yet again, TJ Watt's the X factor here. He can actually destroy and single-handedly win this game for the Steelers. But we'll see. Who else? Fitzpatrick, he's questionable with a hammy injury. Watt could easily abuse the weak O-line. Steelers secondary without Fitzpatrick. It's even worse. And the Titans are only getting better from here on out. Mike Vrabel's starting to get the best out of his players. So, if you look at the Titans, they have the 24th ranked offense, but I don't think that's indicative of this offense now, especially with a new quarterback at the helm. They average 18 points a game. Steelers average 16.1 points a game. So, who knows? They could easily be a low-scoring game. But I'm trusting Will Levis here. I like what I saw from him last week. And I think I can trust him against the Steelers defense, which is struggling all season long. So I'm leaning Titans here, but I gotta watch out for Watt. He's the difference maker here. So, yeah, Give me the Titans here. I'll take the Titans to win on the road. And that also makes a difference. The Titans look like a completely different team when they play at home than they do on the road. But I don't think it'll be the same here. I think the Titans will turn this around. And surprisingly, the Steelers are only 4-3 with this kind of offense and the defense kind of being lackluster. But even with all that, I'm gonna trust this Titans team. I like their running defense. They can easily make Trubisky go play from third and long, and if they do that, they'll find success and probably even cause some turnovers. Moving on, we got the Germany game in Frankfurt. We got the Dolphins versus the Chiefs, and this is a big game. This game is huge. Has huge implications for the AFC side. The winner will lead the AFC, or will at least be tied with the Ravens if they win this week as well. So, again, let's take a look at last week. Chiefs, 5 turnovers. Mahomes has 2 interceptions. They got sacked 3 times. They were down early, and they didn't score no touchdowns, which is something to keep a note of. But it's a little asterisk. Patrick Mahomes was sick. He was pretty sick, and you can kind of see it. He was not playing like his usual self. The Broncos were able to make them look like a bad team, which is kind of weird to see from a team that allowed the Dolphins to score 70 on them to not longer see a touchdown from the Chiefs. So that's kind of crazy right there. The Dolphins, they turned the ball over twice. Pat scored twice when they got the turnovers. Ramsey came back. He played great. The defense is different defense with him on the field. The O-line is injured, bad, and we just lost more line than last week. So that's the tail of the tape right now. Winner is most likely going to lead the AFC. Ramsey's back. Xavier Howard and Holland may be back this game as well. And if they're both back, the defense is going to be even better. Bad game versus Broncos. Many mistakes from the Chiefs side. They were able to lock down Travis Kelce. Probably because Taylor Swift wasn't at the game, but oh well. Chiefs defense is typically good. The game's going to be in Germany, of course. And now let's look at the team stats. Now, this is going to be the number 1 offense for Miami versus the number 2 offense in the Chiefs. So, definitely battle of the offenses here. Miami has the number 1 passing offense, number 1 rushing offense. Chiefs has the number 2 passing offense, but they also have the number 4 defense. So, their defense is being impressive this year. The Dolphins is scoring 33.9 points a game, but the Chiefs are only allowing 15 points a game. So, that's something to keep an eye on. And the Chiefs also have the number 7 passing defense in the league, whereas the Dolphins only has the number 17 ranked defense in the league so far, and they allowed 25.5 points allowed. But something to be reminded of, Jalen Ramsey is back, of course, and he is definitely a game changer, especially his position. He shuts down half the field right there. So, especially with the team and the Chiefs, who does not have any impressive receivers right now. Rice is the only one that's been stepping up for them. And even with that, it's still not enough for the Chiefs. So I'm actually favoring the Dolphins here. They're only underdogs by 2.5 points. And I don't think I can never pick against my Dolphins, man. It's my team, but still, I think my Dolphins. I like our chances here. Our O-line is beat up, but still, I think we counteract with short passes. Tyreek Hill is tough to stop. I can't see anyone from that defense stopping our offense right now. So, with that said, I'm trusting Miami here to take the lead in the AFC here by winning this game. So, this should definitely be a good game. I'm leaning the over as well. The line is set at 15.5. I'm leaning over there. So, definitely going to be high scoring, I believe. So, with all that said, moving on. We got Vikings at Falcons. Both teams sitting at 4-4. Look at recap from last week. Cousins been carrying this team on this most recent win streak, but unfortunately he went down with an Achilles injury. He's out for the season, tore his Achilles. Sad day for Vikings fans and for myself. I love Kirk Cousins. Hockenson, he's on a good streak, but everything that we recapped from the last few games won't matter for the Vikings because now it's completely different. They traded for Dobbs. Dobbs is going to be the quarterback for the Vikings. So it'll be interesting how this team reacts, adapts to that change. Will they continue the momentum? We'll have to see. this team is a question mark now. We don't know what's going to be coming from this team now. Dobbs was a pretty decent quarterback when he's playing with the Cardinals. Didn't make mistakes, but with the Vikings, he has more weapons. He has better protection. So we'll see how he plays, and he adds that mobility threat as well. Looking at the Falcons, they're not the same team when they're on the road. So that explains the struggle against Tennessee. They were on the road at Tennessee. Ridder got sacked 5 times. I can't pronounce his name. Heineke. He scored on his first 4 out of 5 possessions, and London injured his groin. So, ouch. Now, looking at this matchup, Falcons play well at home. They only lost 1 game at home so far this season. They had a win streak that was ruined. Kirk Cousins out for the season. No Cousins, no Justin Jefferson. Does that mean no offense from the Vikings? We'll have to see from there. In the Vikings, they like to blitz. That's Brian Flores' scheme. That's what he likes to do. They're going to blitz a high percentage of the time. So how will Falcons handle the pressure? That's the question here. Now, if you look at the team stats here, Vikings, they have their number 3 passing offense, but again, no more Cousins, so we'll see how they react to that. But they also have the number 30th run defense in the league, and if you look at the Falcons, they have the number 9 running offense. So I can expect a lot of running success from the Falcons here. So I think they'll control the game, and them being at home makes them tough not to pick them. They also have the number 6 defense in the league and the number 9 passing defense. As for the rushing defense, it's about mid-tier. So that's something to keep an eye on. The Vikings can definitely lead more on the running game now that they have Dobbs. So we'll see how they switch up the game plan. There's a little bit of unpredictability here with the Vikings. We don't even know if he's going to start this week. They just traded for him. So most likely I can see them playing Jaren Hall. But even with that, I love the Falcons in this position. I got the Falcons to win here. They're only favored by 4.5, and I believe it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't see Vikings being able to score a lot of points here. The O-line's kind of beating up. And also, another thing to keep note of for the Falcons side, Grady Jarrett did tear his ACL, so he's not for the season. But they did trade for Street from the Eagles. So they kind of replaced him with not as good depth, but still a piece to keep an eye on. So I like the Falcons here. Give me the Falcons. Moving on, we got Cardinals at Browns. Browns traded away Donovan Peoples-Jones. Interesting move. But let's look at a recap from last week. Walker, most of his success came from the screen passes, short passes. No success down deep, and that could be expected with a tough Seattle defense. That defense is looking legit. They relied on their 3 running backs, Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, and the other one I can't think of his name. Walker had 3 turnovers, and Greg Newsome got injured. So, PJ Walker, you got to watch out for him in his turnovers. No news yet on Deshaun Watson. It most likely be PJ Walker again. Not sure. The Cardinals side, the Cardinals were able to limit Lamar's rushing attack, which was able to limit their offense. But Dobbs had 3 turnovers. He got sacked 4 times, so the Ravens defense stepped up there. Dobbs finished the game with 280 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, but again, 3 turnovers. So the question with the Cardinals, are they tanking? They're going to be starting a rookie quarterback here. Kyler Murray's still not fit to go yet. They're going to be starting a rookie quarterback against the number 1 Browns defense in the league right now. Number 1 defense in the league. That's insane. Watson's health is under question. The Browns defense keeps them in game, no matter if PJ Walker is their quarterback or not. Now, looking at these two team stats, the Cardinals, their success comes from the running offense. They're the number 5 in the league. Defense, poor defense. They rank 27 in the league. They allow 26 points a game. If you look at the Browns, they have the 30th passing offense, which can be expected since they have PJ Walker. So, yeah, no Deshaun Watson, lack of passing offense right there. But they do have the number 2 rushing offense, which can be expected since they have Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford. Got depth pieces there. The O-line is still solid. But here's the key. They got the number 1 defense, number 1 passing defense, number 7 run defense, and only now 19 points a game. So that's good on the Browns side. It's like, how can you not pick the Browns here? I got Browns. They're only favored by 8, so I think they'll win by double digits here. Another low-scoring game for me. The total's is at 37.5. I'm taking the under there. So give me the Browns here. I think they win big, double digits. Easy one right there. Moving on, we got the Rams at Packers. Taking a look from last week, Matthew Stafford, he got injured in the third quarter. Looks like he hurt his hand, but he did come back in the game and finish the game. They struggled to stop Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Dak went to go throw 400 or four touchdowns, over 300 yards. Lamb got over 150 receiving yards, and I believe got 3 touchdowns potentially. And if they couldn't get Puka or Kupp going. As for the Packers, they lose their 4th straight game. They're struggling to get anything going on offense, especially in the first half. The first half is pretty awful for the Packers. They couldn't get the first down until the 5th drive, so that's it shows where the offense is right now. Packers are on a cold streak for sure. Rams, they are competing with good teams, but they did get blown out last week, so how well they're competing, we're not sure yet. There's still some question with this Rams team, I think. The Packers, the problem with the Packers, they always start slow, and it's the Packers, they got to figure it out, man. Jordan Love, it seems like that offense is pretty predictable. Jordan Love is struggling to get connection with his receivers, and they're not even using Aaron Jones like he should be used. I think he could be used more. If they use more, they find more success on offense. But that's the story on the Packers side. If you look at the team stats, the Rams have the number 9 offense, number 8 passing offense. Look for the Packers, they got number 25 ranked offense. So it's a tale of two tapes here, opposite ends. The success for the Packers is they have the number 11 passing defense. Everything else is it's not good. So with all that, surprisingly the Packers are favored by 3 here, but I'm gonna take the Rams. I like the Rams here. I'll take the points there, and I think it'll be somewhat high scoring. Not really. The total is set at 39.5. This is a tough because I can't trust the Packers offense, but I can't trust the Rams offense here. So give me the Rams to just outscore the Packers here. Moving on, we got the Washington Commanders versus New England Patriots. A little look into last week. Kyle Duggar had a great game. He balled out, got a sack. Not sure if he got an interception or not, but he balled out that game. He was all over the field, heard his name get called all the time. It was miserable. But Patriots, they only scored off of turnovers until the 4th quarter, where they were able to get a touchdown once off a punt. Looking at Washington, Sam Howell played great. He went 39 for 52, 4 touchdowns, 397 yards. Curtis Samuel did get hurt, and the O-line playing better. Only allowed 1 sack from a pretty impressive Eagles team. Something to keep in mind, the Commanders are looking like they're going to start tanking. They got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, 2 big name D linemen. So it's not looking good for the Commanders already. Howell has been playing great when he's protected. That's the question. The O-line is pretty terrible this season. Last week they stepped it up, and look what happened. They were able to score a lot of points, especially on a good Eagles team. Duggar, he's been playing great. You got to watch out for him. Pats, they don't have a standout wide receiver 1, especially now that they lost Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne towards ACL. Not looking good. They're going to have to rely on their depth right there at receiver, which they don't have much of. Pats, they do well against rookie quarterbacks. Howell's in the 2nd year, but still, Bill Belichick has a good reputation with versing these newer quarterbacks in the league. Just looking at the team stats real quick. Commanders have the number 12 passing offense, but if you look at the defense, number 29 ranked defense, 29 passing defense, 21 rush defense, allows 28.5 points a game. For the Pats, they have the number 26 offense. They only score 14.8 points a game on average, and they allow 26 points a game as well. The key here is I think the Pats, they're the number 9 rushing defense. If they can limit the run, limit Brian Robinson, they're going to force 3rd and long on Sam Howell and find success. That's what I'm predicting here. I'm predicting the Pats to win this game by limiting Sam Howell and bringing the pressure, forcing that O-line to play great again, repeat what they did last week, which I think is going to be unlikely considering their track record this season. So I got the Patriots here. I think this will be a closer game than expected, but I got the Pats to win in this single score game. So give me the Pats here. Moving on, we got the Bears at Saints. Bears acquired Montez Sweat, but I think this is a piece more for the future than it is now. I don't see him having much impact. He just got traded this week, so I don't see him having too much impact this week. He still has to ease in on that defense, so we'll see what happens there. Looking at last week, the passing game was on fire for the Saints. Taysom Hill, he's the ultimate weapon. He can do a little bit of everything. He throws the ball, he catches the ball, he runs the ball. He's the Swiss Army knife right now for that offense. Derek Carr, they're starting to gain momentum on offense, starting to connect on passes. Chris Olave had a bad drop. Olave's not seeming like himself this year. It's kind of odd, but we'll see what happens there. Fields may return this Sunday. We're not sure yet. Strangely enough, the Bears have somewhat of a good run defense, which is strange. Since last year they were the worst in the league. This year, if you look at the team stats, they're the number 3 run defense in the league. That's insane. But it's a balance that they got the number 30th passing defense in the league to be the number 23 ranked defense in the league, 23rd. They allow 27.3 points a game, which is insane, but they also run the ball pretty well. For the Saints, they have the number 5 defense, number 8 passing defense, and they only allow 19.3 points a game. Good on them. They allow less than 20 points. I'm going to trust the Saints defense here to limit the rush. I think that's where the Bears are going to have their success. But I don't think they're going to have it this game. I feel like this is going to be a pretty simple game. Saints easy. Derek Carr, I think he's going to find success again on this pretty poor passing defense. So, who did the Saints play last week? The Colts. I think he's going to repeat what he did last week. So, give me the Saints here. I think Alvin Kamara is going to go off this game. I like Derek Carr to go off this game as well. And I like the Saints here, especially with that defense, number 5 defense they have there in New Orleans. So, with all that said, give me the Saints. Moving on. This is one of the games of the week. I think we have one good game. We have one great game in every time slot on Sunday. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be fun. For the 1 o'clock game, we got Seattle at Ravens. Seattle's 5-2. Ravens at 6-2. Ravens tied on top for the AFC side. Seattle is on top of their division over the 49ers after that 3-game losing streak for the 49ers, which is tough on them. But they do enter a bye week, so they do get a chance to reset things. So we'll see how they come back. But taking a look from last week, Seattle's defense kept them in the game. They had a big game early, or a big lead early, and they gave it up heading into the half. But they clutched it up at the end. For the Ravens, the defense made up for the struggling offense against the Cardinals, which is kind of weird. OBJ got injured. Seattle's defense, though, continues to improve every week. Devon Witherspoon, he's looking like a beast. So, I like this defense. I like where this defense is headed. But the thing here with Geno Smith, he causes a lot. He's been turning the ball over quite a bit this season. He had 2 turnovers last week, and I think the week before that as well. So, Geno must limit the turnovers here, especially with this Ravens defense. They're an opportunistic defense. They like the turnovers. They can create the turnovers. But for this game, the Ravens receivers must step up. And it seems like the key to success here for Seattle is they got to limit Lamar's rushing ability, which what's going to help them is they just traded for Leonard Williams this week. So huge move by Seattle. And now taking a look at the team stats, Seattle has the number 8 rushing defense, which is going to help them limit Lamar's rushing ability. And again, Ravens have the number 3 rushing offense. They score 25.3 points a game. They score a lot of points. They have the number 2 defense, the number 3 passing defense, and they only allow 15.1 points a game. Whereas Seattle averages 24 points a game. This is the best defense Seattle's faced so far this season, I think. No, besides the Browns. They did find success with the Browns. I think they'll score more than 15 points here on the Ravens. So this is the 50-50 matchup for me. The Ravens is favored by 5.5. Can Seattle limit Lamar, though? I like the Seattle team, man. I don't know if I can go against this Ravens team. I'm going to go with the Ravens. They're at home. Lamar has the rushing ability. He can throw the ball as well. He's been on a tear throwing the ball. And that defense is what's going to keep them in this game. I don't know if Geno Smith is going to limit the turnovers. I think this defense can create turnovers. So I like this defense for the Ravens. Number 3 passing defense, which is one of the strengths for Seattle, is their passing game. So give me the Ravens here to win at home. But I think it's going to be closer than the 5.5 point spread right there. So give me the Ravens. Moving on, we got Tampa at Texans. Take a look last week. Failed game-winning Hail Mary by the Bucs. They should have won that game, I swear. They should have caught that. They got flagged 11 times for 74 yards. They're a high penalty team. As for the Texans, Stroud was limited to 140 yards passing. They could not get the best of this Panthers defense. Bucs lost 3 straight games. Bucs O-line is not good. Texans struggled against the 0-6 Panthers. And these two teams, they're bad rushing teams, and they're both good defending the rush. So this will be interesting. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both team only allows 18.3 points a game. Now looking at the team stats, Bucs offense, not that great, but I like Baker. They can definitely throw the ball. The running offense, though, they're one of the worst in the league. The rushing defense, number 10 in the league. I don't know, man. After watching the Texans last week, it kind of got me concerned. I thought the Texans would be easy here, but not anymore after seeing them lose to the 0-6 Panthers. So I am kind of leaning the Bucs here. The underdogs by 2.5 points. The thing is the O-line, though. The O-line always has Baker scrambling, and he is kind of, well, he was questionable for last game, but he still played, and he has extra time this week. So I don't know. This is tough. This is a 50-50 one for me. I like CJ Stroud. He's been balling out, but his tape is out there now, so I think this team will be able to be better prepared for this Texans team. So I got Tampa. Give me Tampa here to win. It's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. But I feel like the Bucs will get the best out of them just because of Baker, his ability to improvise plays, get out of the pocket, make those throws on the run. So give me Baker and the Bucs win this game. Moving on. Keep on moving on. We got Colts at Panthers. Colts are 3-5. Panthers are 1-6. Panthers are kind of on a momentum. Finally won a game. We'll see if they keep that momentum going. The Colts are losing momentum. They keep losing games. But if you take a look at last week, Colts passing defense is almost non-existent. Saints did whatever they wanted in the passing game. Minshew balled out. They put points on the board. If you look at the Panthers, Young outplayed Stroud, and the defense stepped up for the Panthers. Now, the Colts defense allowed 39 points last week and 38 points this week. So this defense is bad, man. It's pretty bad. They played the Saints. They played it yesterday, this Sunday, and the Saints team, and they struggled to score points on the Jags. So they were struggling. They looked like one of the worst passing teams, and they just shined. They shined against this Colts team. So that's concerning. And they allowed the Browns. P.J. Walker and the Browns scored 39 points on them the week before. So, and the Panthers defense is stepping up after last week. They were able to limit a strong passing attack from the Texans. The Panthers, they have more to play for here. I feel like the Colts are ready to start tanking. We'll see. This matchup is more of a good run defense, or a good run offense versus a bad run defense. Which makes this game tricky, man. Because look, if you look at the team stats, the Colts can put up points on the board. They average 25.6 points a game. The Panthers only average 18.1, but they allow 28.4 points a game. But that defense is starting to heat up. I don't think that's indicative of their defense right now. So, originally I picked the Colts just because Minshew and that offense starting to put points. But I think I'm going to take the Panthers here. They're getting more momentum. They have more to play for. The Colts don't really have anything to play for now. I think they're going to start getting ready for next year. So, I'm going to take the Panthers. This Colts has number 25 passing defense, number 23 run defense, whereas this Panthers team have the number 6 passing defense. think they'll be able to limit Minshew a little bit at least, right? So, give me the Panthers to win this game. I'll take the Panthers. Cool. Next game we have on the slate, we have Giants at Raiders. So, a little recap from last week. Giants missed kick, costed the game for them in overtime against the Jets. Lost the game. They finished the game with -9 passing yards, which is insane. Saquon carried, and Tyrod Taylor, he got hurt. And then Tommy DeVito had to come in there and did not do any better. So, what do we learn from that game? The Giants are a mess. Saquon was the only offense they had that game. As for the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo, man, couldn't connect with Devontae Adams at all. Had plenty of opportunities. Wide open Devontae Adams. Couldn't connect. And it just didn't work out. They got dominated by the Lions. The Lions defense stepped up. Got things going for them. So just a couple of notes for this matchup. The Giants are a messy organization. So are the Raiders, but I think the Giants are the messier one right now. Both teams are low scoring. Giants last in offense, last in passing offense. Only averages 11.9 points a game and have the number 24 ranked run defense. The defense is stepping up. They are starting to become better. For the Raiders, 28th ranked offense, probably worse now after the Monday night game. Only averages 16 points a game. Have the number 9 defense. This is what's interesting about the Raiders. Before the season started, I thought this defense was going to be crap. They're not going to be very good. But they proved me wrong. This defense is impressive. They impressed me. They're underrated right now. Number 9 ranked defense. Number 7 defense defending the pass. Number 25 defending the run. So this defense has been showing out. And with that, I think this defense, especially Max Crosby is not getting the attention he deserves. If his team is winning a game, he'll be among the top edge rushers right now. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the quarterback situation is holding them back. As well as the O-line, not the greatest. And with all that, who I have winning this game, I have the Raiders. I have the Raiders winning this game. I feel like it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Give me the Raiders here. They're the better of two bats. I'll say that. All right, moving on. We got the main game for Sunday afternoon, about like the 4:30 slate Eastern time. We got Dallas, the 5-2 Dallas, versus the 7-1 Eagles. Now, a little bit about last week. Dak abused the Rams defense, had 4 touchdowns. Dallas secondary, the defense is still playing good without Trevon Diggs. The secondary is still showing out. And they still have Micah Parsons for the rush defense. So even though Trevon Diggs is out, they still got those depth player that's stepping up and filling in the roles for him. As for the Eagles, they survived Washington once more. Something with playing Washington is making it close. The run game was limited, but Jalen Hurts was able to rely on his passing game, his accuracy, his arm strength, and was able to connect to A.J. Brown. And he was a beast that game, man. He is arguably top 3 receiver, and he might not even be 3. So A.J. Brown is showing out. He's having a hell of a season right now. This is definitely match of the week, I would say. This is my game of the week. Dallas is... They're good. They're good on offense and defense. They're cooking. They're heating up. They're starting to get better. They gain momentum. The Eagles secondary is worrisome. Even Sam Howell was able to throw all over them, and Baker was as well. So the secondary is kind of worried. The pass defense is a concern. This is pretty much going to be Dallas defense versus the Eagles offense. That's the key matchup here, I would say. The team stats, Dallas averages 28.1 points a game, have the number 3 defense overall, have the number 4 defense defending the pass, and only allow 17.1 points allowed per game. Eagles, they have the number 2, not number 2, I think it's number 3, maybe the 2 offense right now. I'm not sure. They have number 7 passing offense, number 7 rushing offense, averages 28 points per game. Have the number 7 defense, but the number 26 pass defense. That's what I'm talking about. That's where the issue lies with the Eagles. This defense isn't the same defense it was last year, and that's where the problem is. But they do have the number 1 rush defense, which is incredibly important here for this matchup. If you make the Cowboys rely on Dak Prescott to win the game, that's where he might be able to crumble and fold, and have been shown to fold under pressure in games past. The Eagles have allowed 21.5 points allowed per game, which is not good either. Or, well, it's not bad, but it's also not great. It's the middle right there. But still. So, for my pick, man, Eagles team is showing out. Nick Sirianni got these boys ready to play. They're at home. But I gotta go with Dallas. I know. I just got a feeling Dallas is gonna pull off a signature win. This is what they need. They're in a similar situation as the Dolphins, where they beat the crappy teams, but when it comes time, they fold under the big games. But I think this is gonna be different. I think this is the game they have to win, to show out, to prove they're legit contenders in the NFC right now. So with that said, I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna risk it with the Cowboys. I don't know, man. I feel like Dak will find success against this Eagles secondary. All right, moving on to the Sunday night game. We got Bills, 5-3 Bills, Buffalo Bills, versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 4-3. So the recap from last week: Bengals offense was great versus the 49ers. The defense stepped up. And yeah, they were just able to get that win over the 49ers. That's a good win to have there. That shows that this Bengals team is still here. They're still getting momentum. Joe Burrow is getting healthier every week, by the day. The Bills, they almost allowed a comeback. The secondary is concerning. They even tried shopping for a cornerback, and I think they just signed Josh Norman. So that's concerning. Got to rely on Josh Norman. The offense played well, but Allen, he caused a lot of turnovers. That's a concern as well. The Bengals are heating up. Bills are cooling down, I would say. The secondary needs help. The Bengals defense is also playing well, heating up as well. If you look at the team stats, the Bills have the number 5 offense. That offense is what's keeping them in games. The number 5 offense, number 4 passing offense, has 27.8 points allowed, or 27.8 points per game, but has the number 27 overall defense, and that's where the concerning comes from. The Bengals have the 29 overall offense, but that was because of the slow start in the beginning of the season. So I'm not concerned with the offensive stats right now. And if you look at the defense, they have the number 29 run defense, but they were able to limit McCaffrey. So it shows me that this team is only getting better by the week, and they're starting. So Bengals are at home, favored by 3. I like the Bengals here. I'm gonna take the Bengals here. I'm gonna take Joe Burrow to keep up his to get more. He's gonna get more healthy, and as he gets more healthy, he's gonna play better, and he's gonna heat up. I'm gonna trust Joe Burrow to get the momentum going. Give me Joe Burrow at home. So give me Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I think he's gonna torch up that secondary. I don't see how the Bills can stop it, especially when they don't have Matt Milano anymore. He's out for the year. I believe he broke his leg. So it's gonna be tough for the Bills, man. The depth on defense is getting to them right now. So with that, it's just not looking likely for the Bills, man. I got the Bengals here. Give me the Bengals. Go 5-3. All right. Last game for the week, we got Chargers at Jets. Chargers are 3-4. Jets at home sitting at 4-3. A little bit about last week. Jets, they looked unimpressive versus the Giants. They had to go to overtime, and the Giants only had -9 passing yards, and you have to go to overtime against a team that had that's kind of crazy and ridiculous, right? So with that, it's not looking good. For the Chargers, they had an easy win versus the Bears. Herbert and Eckler balled out, even though Herbert, he might have broken his middle finger, I believe, but they just killed him with the short passes. There was nothing the Bears could do. Poor tackling, poor angles. The defense couldn't stop him. So not much to tell about the Chargers there. The Jets defense is strong, but the offense is not so much. Chargers offense cooking. The defense for the Chargers, might be getting better. I like the pieces. The pass rushers are starting to heat up, starting to get to quarterbacks now. Kellen Moore is designing more creative offensive plays. So with that, you can see in the team stats as well. They have the number 7 offense overall, number 5 passing offense. But there's an issue. The number 31st or the 31st defense overall, 32nd pass defense, the worst defense defending the pass in the league. But surprisingly, they fixed up their run defense issues, and they have the number 6 run defense according to the league. The Jets have the number 30th offense overall, number 31st in passing offense, number 5 in pass defense, but number 31st in run defense. So, just looking where the Jets are, the offense is not there, man. They struggle to find consistency. The only consistency it seems is Breece Hall. He's a heck of a running back. The O-line is shaky. Zach Wilson is a bit shaky, turns the ball over a bit too much for my liking, but the defense is what keeps them in the game. And with that defense, I think they'll be able to keep the Jets in this game. It'll be competitive. The Chargers offense is explosive though, but the Jets defense, they can bring the pressure, they can hold it down. Sauce Gardner should be back, DJ Reed should be back as well. So with that, I'm going to have to trust Zach Wilson to score some points on the secondary. Give me Zach Wilson, the Jets, to win at home, and they will be 5-3, which is surprising with Zach Wilson. That's insane. But still, I think I'm going to stick with the Jets here. I feel like it's a good pick. Chargers are kind of an inconsistent team. The defense is what's kind of holding it back a bit. But even with that, they can put up points on the board. It's the matter if Zach Wilson is going to be able to keep up. But I'm going to trust the Jets here. Got a sneaky feeling they're going to pull this off. So give me the Jets here. And that wraps up week 9 of the NFL season. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below where you agree, where you disagree. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Instagram, check out all of that. We're just getting started with this channel, and I appreciate all of you guys as we continue this journey. So thank you guys for watching the video, and make sure to stick around for more content.